Hey everybody, welcome to Mel's Makeup Lounge. And today I wanted to do a very brief, I think it'll be brief, video on how I am currently doing my base makeup. So basically like my foundation, my concealer. I just wanted to show you guys my favorite application techniques for the moment. So let's get into it. I'm sorry I don't have a really cool intro for you today. This is all I have. We're doing our base. Bye. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hello. If you are returning, hello again. See? Special. You're special. So I just wanted to do a very brief video. I'm probably going to be filming some other things today, so I really wanted to have a nice base, and I thought, let me just show you guys my current routine for that. Now, if you're new to the makeup community, please know that there is no one right way to do things. The only right way is whatever works for you, and also techniques. Like, I change up my techniques, I change up my routines all the time. So this is not like my best way to put on my base makeup. This is just how I'm doing it right now. My skin is already prepped. I have a video on skin prep also. Highly suggest that you guys check out the channel Joseph Makes Skincare, and he is just, not only is he super informative, but he's just like a genuinely sweet human being. And I'm always, I don't know, I always have like this deep dark fear that like people are like mean. I don't know why. I'm just like, I was that girl in high school. Like, if you couldn't tell, I was that girl in high school that got severely bullied. So I guess I'm just like always expecting people to be assholes. So when I meet somebody in, especially like in the beauty, makeup, skincare community who isn't an asshole and is just like a genuinely wonderful human being, I get so happy. And he is just, he's an awesome person, amazing channel. Check out his channel to learn more about sort of the science behind skincare. You can also check my video out of how I do my skin prep. Not much has changed since I recorded that video in skin prep. So skin is prepped. Let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna start by using this primer from Urban Decay. This is the All Nighter Ultra Glow Primer. And I just want to let you know too that I'm going to tell you, of course, what products I'm using, but like this is less about the specific products and more about the application. So you can certainly, if you would like to, please feel free to check out the products that I use in this video. But you can absolutely just use whatever you have, whatever you like. I'm gonna try to focus less on products and more on application technique in this video. Recently, I've been really liking a very glowy finish. This look is gonna be super dewy, super glowy. So what I've been doing lately, this is from Westman Atelier. This is the liquid super loaded, I don't know, it's a super loaded liquid. I don't know, it's a shimmery liquid. This is in the shade Peau de Pêche, but it is just a beautiful, it has a very slight tint to it, but it's just sort of like this luminizer. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to mix in a couple drops of my Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. This is in the shade 120 Neutral. So I'm just literally on the back of my hand going to take a couple pumps of that. And then I have a slightly damp beauty sponge. And I'm just going to mix that together by bouncing the sponge right on the back of my hand and then start patting that into my face. And this sponge, you see, there's not like a whole lot left on my hand. The sponge really soaks up a lot of product, but it disperses it too. So it's not really going to get, you're not going to get a ton of product like trapped in the sponge. It will come out as you bounce it on your skin. I'm not taking it super close to my under eye because I'm going to be putting some additional product there next. Also, I find that no matter how much I prep my under eye, if I'm using a product that it's not specifically meant to not crease, it just, no, it's a bad situation. So I kind of try and leave my under eye alone until I start going in with my eye specific products. I also realized I forgot like my handheld mirror that I also use while I'm doing this. So I'm like, hi, hello. Okay, next I'm going to start going in with some eye stuff. I'm gonna be using, this is the Makeup by Mario. I don't know if it's Mario or Mario. I don't know. This is the Master Eye Prep and Set. This is a combination of 2 color correcting shades and then 1 powder. And this is in the light set. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this deeper peach color corrector. And again, you don't have to use this specific product. You can just use whatever color corrector works best for your skin tone. And I'm going to start by gently pressing this underneath my eye and getting up very close to the lower lash line. This is where I'm going to really start getting up into my eye because now I have products that are specifically designed for the eye, that are designed to not crease nearly as much as just my normal foundation. And if you don't make ridiculous faces while you're doing this, then you're doing it wrong. There is a right and wrong to makeup, and that's one of the few things. You gotta look a little bit ridiculous when you're doing this. Okay, now that I have that deep peach that's sort of doing the heavy lifting of the color correcting, I'm going to take this lighter color corrector and I'm going to put that all over my lids. That's going to act sort of as an eye primer for, you know, whatever eye look I end up doing. And I'm also gonna put it underneath my eye. So we have the deep color corrector and then this light is going to sort of merge the upper eye and the lower eye together to create like one seamless canvas for my eyelids. Now, again, if you want to use a specifically designed, you know, eye priming product, there are so many of those out on the market. I just find it's easier to do this. I genuinely, like I said, I don't want this video to necessarily be about the products themselves, but I will say that in terms of like bang for the buck and how often I use it, this is a fantastic, fantastic investment. Once I have those color correctors down, I'm actually going to take a little bit of this powder that comes right with the product, and I'm going to take it on my finger. I'm really big into applying things with my fingers lately. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger. You can barely see it. And I'm gently going to press that in where I just put that color correcting down. I'm also going to press that powder into the lid, making sure that I don't have any creases first. That's the thing, even products designed to not crease are capable of creasing if you sort of let them go. So usually what I do is after I apply, prior to setting things, I will just make sure and dab out any creases that may have formed while I was getting ready to do the next step, if that makes sense. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that powder on a brush and just gently pop that down and then buff it in. And I find that this is a phenomenal way to set my eyes and get them ready for makeup application. They also just kind of look amazing as is if I'm going for like a very fresh faced look where I don't want to do like a whole big extravagant eye look. Just having that uniform color across the lid does a lot to really open the eyes and brighten the eyes up. Next, I'm gonna do a little bit of contour. This is the RMS Beauty Master Radiance Base, and this is in the shade Rich in Radiance. This is a fantastic little multitasker of a product, and it is deep enough that for my super fair skin, I can actually use this as a very subtle bronzer. So what I'm gonna do is just bounce the smallest little bit of product onto my sponge and just gently apply it right down the, like in the hollow of my cheek here. I'm using where I have this area of natural shading. Like I'm using my own skin as a guide. Wherever the light is sort of casting a shadow, that's where I'm going to accentuate with my, well, I guess this is more of like a bronzer than a contour, but still. I also have this little area of shadow here, so I can go ahead and accentuate that. I'm just enhancing my skin, my face's, my bone structure's natural dimension. I'm also gonna do a little bit on my forehead. I have quite a large forehead. It's fine. I'm not mad about it. It is what it is. I've lived with it for 32 years. I have come to terms with my giant forehead. See, that just gives me this beautiful, like, slight glow. And it also, it's keeping with this luminous theme that we have going here. All right, for concealer, I am going in with my Hourglass. This is in the shade Birch. I just recently picked this up on the Amazon Prime Day sale, and oh boy, I am so glad that I did, because it is fantastic. I've also been putting my concealer underneath my nose lately, just because I have a lot of, I blow my nose a lot. I have like chronic runny nose. It's awful. So my nose is like very red and raw and sore. And so I put a little bit of extra concealer down underneath my nose to mask some of that redness. Now with my concealer, I'm gonna get right up in there with this little precision brush from Sigma. I'm just gonna pop that in to the inner corner of my eyes, going quite close to the lash line, if you can see them, like going right up into it. And now that I've got that, I can go ahead and sort of blend out these larger areas of concealer. This is the Rare Beauty. I think this is just their concealer brush. Like, I think this is an actual concealer brush. I don't know what it's specifically designed for, but I love it for concealer. I'm being very general with how I blend this out. Like, I'm not like super worried about how it looks, because I'm gonna go back in with the sponge and we're gonna blend everything together a little bit better with the sponge. You'll see in a minute. Okay, now that we have the basics down, I'm gonna go back in with my sponge. My straps are falling down. I'm gonna go back in with my sponge, and again, this is still very, very slightly damp. So I'm just going to blend that in with everything else so that we have a nice, beautiful, seamless fade of that concealer into the rest of the foundation. I think I am gonna go back in and do just a touch more underneath my under eye. No matter what I do, I still get this dark circle coming through. I have really bad chronic anemia, and I swear, like, people with anemia, I think we have even worse dark circles. Like, I think we just get the short end of the stick when it comes to that. I could be wrong. This is just my personal pet theory. What do we think? Do we like? I like. All right, now I'm going to work on some blush. I'm kind of into this sort of like ombre blush. So what I'm doing is I have this is from Jones Road. This is the Miracle Balm in the shade Flushed. And I'm just going to take this and apply it. Imagine like going like this with your hand, and I'm going to be applying my blush in this sort of L shape that my fingers make on my face. Does that make sense? And then same thing on this side, going to make sort of a backwards L, and I'll be applying my blush in that. So essentially I'm sort of creating like a W on my face. I don't really think that I'm explaining that well, but I also don't think I explain anything very well. Okay, now that I have that one, I'm gonna go in with a different blush. This was sort of a warm pink, and now I'm going to go in with sort of a cooler, like super bubblegum pink. This, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it looks sort of similar. It looks similar together, like when you're close, but I swear this one by Surratt, I swear it blends out different than, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm like doubling up on products that I don't actually need to double up on, but I swear it looks different. You'll see. So I'm just going to like twist it up a little bit. And this one, I'm like concentrating right in the apples of my cheeks. So we did W, and now I'm just doing two little like circles. And I'm going to take that up quite close to my eye. I'm essentially blending this blush in to my concealer, because as much as I love a nicely, beautifully concealed under eye, typically we don't have these bright, you know, circles underneath our eye of just like very like bright, poppy, soft skin with like no color to it. That's just not how human skin works typically. So I take the blush up, and I think that it gives a much more natural finish to the eye than just having this bright, you know, half moons like underneath my eye. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, probably am. Whatever might be left on my fingers from buffing out that blush, I'm just gonna tap it onto the top of my nose. This look is super, I don't know, I think it's very versatile. Like I can do a basically full glam eye look, or I can basically leave everything like this and just have this beautiful, like sort of natural, clean girl makeup thing going on. Now I'm gonna take, on my sponge, I'm gonna take the All Nighter Extra Glow setting spray, and I'm just going to get my brush fairly decently saturated. And then gently, I'm going to set everything in place. Afterwards, if you want to, you can add a couple more sprays of setting spray just to get some of that luminosity back if you lost any from buffing the setting spray in with the sponge. I find just like a couple extra squirts of setting spray really makes everything sort of come to life again and look extra hydrated again. So here we go, just a very quick little explainer on how I am currently doing my base makeup. It's very subtle. I think it is really, really lovely. A lot of times I will do this and throw on a little bit of mascara, and this is how I go to work. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you like it? Do we like this technique? Let me know in the comments. And I should be filming some more videos coming up soon because I have some things planned and I have a few days off of work. That's always a bad combination. Plans and free time. Oh boy. I will hopefully see you guys very shortly. All right, be kind to each other, be good, love yourself, do something good for yourself today. Bye.